This is a simple explanation and installation guide to the Simply Sliding Gate Operator package from the Italian brand VDS, provided by the Royal Electronics Technology Centre Corporation from Vancouver, Canada. If you have any technical questions, you can call us at 778-384-2800. If you require any assistance, you can contact us at retcc.ca@gmail.com. If you are in need of a quote or an answer to some questions, visit our website at www.retcc.ca. This package comes with the installation guide for the motor and the programming guide for the control board. This is the motor, and this is the base plate that gets bolted to the ground. The motor is placed on top like so. It comes with 2 manual release keys. In order to go into manual mode, insert the key, turn, and pull 90 degrees, and the gear will be usable by hand. Make sure the gate is in the middle to return. To return, push back 90 degrees, turn the key, and remove. Then, after some movement, you will hear the gear click, and the motor is no longer in manual mode. This package comes with 4 gear racks which go onto the gate. These are the stoppers that go onto either end of the gate rack. They tell the motor when to stop by making contact with the motor spring here. And of course, it comes with 4 packets of self-tap bolts and washers for the gate racks. The package comes with 2 remote controllers which are already pre-programmed to the motor, and if they haven't been, you can find instructions to successfully connect them here on the programming manual. It is important to note that before the base plate is installed to the ground, there are 4 nut pieces that must be pre-installed from the bottom. As instructed in the installation manual, there must be a 50mm, 5cm, or rather 2-inch gap between the edge of the base plate and the gate. Here's a quick example from our YouTube channel. Make sure the base plate is not tilted or angled by any means. It must be 100% flat and straight. The holes on the base plate for this package must be on your left, from the inside of your residency, and at the back of the gate. We highly recommend the use of concrete bolts to install the base plate. We recommend the 4 base plate holes are centered in the motor holes for future adjustment if necessary. You'll have the option of moving it forward and backward. The power and accessory wires should all come out from underneath the base plate before it is installed and pulled through the 2 holes provided that lead directly into the control board. Imagine your gate is on this side and the motor cannot reach the bottom gear rack profile. You can elevate the motor with a concrete pad, strong and supported piece of wood, steel, or aluminum to adjust the height so that the motor can successfully operate. There should be a 2mm gap between the teeth of the motor gear and gear rack. Having it slightly hovering above relieves some pressure and extra weight off of the motor. By now, the motor and base plate have been installed and you have directed your power and accessory wires through the holes. Now, let's connect the power. Connect the ground wire here and direct the 110 volt 15 amp electric power to numbers 19 and 20 as instructed in the installation manual here. This is the control board. Here is the antenna which does not need to be connected to anything. Here are the fuse and the 10 dip switch, which are all currently turned off. This motor has the option of automatic closing time, which can be adjusted later on in the programming stage. This option can be turned on and off with the number 2 dip switch. It also has the option of slowing down at each end to reduce noise and allow for extra time if needed. This can be turned on and off with the number 7 dip switch. The trimmers here control the force of the fast and slow speeds. More torque means less sensitivity, and less torque means more sensitivity. After checking the instructions, the number 10 dip switch depicts the weight of the leaf. By now, the motor, base plate, gear racks, and the gear rack stoppers have been installed. The power has been connected to the control board. Before beginning the programming stage, you must decide whether you would like dip switch number 2 for automatic closing and dip switch number 7 for the slow speed option turned on or off. There are two buttons here. P1 programs the remote controllers, and P2 which controls the motor itself. The gate must be placed in the middle, not fully open or closed before beginning the programming stage. Press and hold the P2 button for 2 seconds, and the red LED will begin flashing. If the first action of the motor is to close, immediately unplug the power input or disconnect the connection here. Then, change the position of dip switch number 4. If it is turned on, turn it off, and if it is turned off, turn it on. This changes the direction of the gate. Now, reconnect the power input. For a programming example, I'm going to assume you want 10 seconds of automatic closing time, which can be turned on and off with dip switch number 2, and slow speed activated, which can be turned on and off with dip switch number 7. Now, let's begin programming. First, make sure the gate is fully closed. The first action of the motor will be opening. It will be programmed for 10 seconds of automatic closing time and activating the slow speed option. First, press and hold the P2 button for 2 seconds, and the red LED will begin flashing. Press the remote controller for opening, and press again to activate slow speed mode when nearing the end, and be stopped by the gear rack stopper. It is now counting for the automatic closing time. Press again to stop the count after your chosen amount of time, and to begin closing. Press once more to activate slow speed mode when nearing the end, and be stopped by the gear rack stopper. The programming is now complete and it has recorded the options. When pressed again, it should do exactly as you programmed. Opening slowly, stopped, counting down for the automatic closing time, closing slowly, and stopped.